you've been to London a few times now. What is it about London that you like so much? Because you keep coming back. It can't be the food.
I keep coming back.
It can't be the food. Come on now, because I know a lot of them, people from North America don't like the food. I know you're from Canada, but...
I'm going to say no comment. My mom always said, if you don't have nothing nice to say, you don't say anything at all. You know what I love about the UK, and it's better than food. It's the people, it's the culture, and the fact that it reminds me of home. It reminds me of Canada a lot, yeah. I just love how, you know, free it is. You can move around, you can shop. I love the shopping here. The shopping, and just the people. People are very down to earth. You know, you see so many different cultures. I love it. It really, because it reminds me of home. That's why I really love it, yeah. Now, and you guys appreciate good music. Yeah,
see, I feel you on that, because we do. We know.
You guys are just open to so many different kinds of music. I love that. Yeah.
Now I want to talk about your upbringing. You grew up in Toronto, Canada.
Did.
I have a sister site out there.
Oh, awesome!
So,
shout out to sister.
It's a multicultural city, just like London.
Yeah.
How has that city influenced you as a person and your music as well to who you are today?
Absolutely. I love this question because it gets me to talk about the music, because it's really that. Like, my music is a real reflection of who I am, musically, culturally. You know, born and raised in Toronto, Canada. My family is from the islands, but I was raised West Indian in Canada. All of my friends are from different walks of life, multicultural. You know, and I was exposed to different types of music and culture, and when it came down time to making an album, I wanted it to be a real representation of me. So that is the album. It is that music. It is a little bit of this, it's a little bit of that, it's a mash of this, a mix of that. And it definitely did, and it allowed me to really be myself and not have to be something or someone that I wasn't. So yeah, it absolutely inspired my album, for sure.
Because I have a sister site in Canada, I know about the artists that come out of there. I'm very familiar with the real artists that you have in Canada, real artists like that are really about their craft.
Yeah.
But I don't see, especially in the industry I'm working in hip hop, I don't see a lot of Canadian artists getting the love that they should. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that Canadian artists like yourself, I mean, Drake's doing great now.
Yeah.
But
shout outs to Drake.
Yep.
It's the homie. Yeah.
But why aren't Canadian artists being, you know, getting their shine in the industry more? What do you think?
You know, Canadian artists, there's so much talent up there. We have to fight. I think we have to fight, because the thing is, our market is actually considerably smaller to every other market. Like, the amount of people that are in our whole country of Canada are the number of people in the state of California in the United States. So, you know, you're obviously, like, it's a huge country, but population is much smaller. Your market is much smaller. And for some reason, we don't get cred. Like, we're not hard. We're not, you know, we don't have this. We don't have, you know, I don't know what it is that is about it, but it's amazing to see the grind, like with people like Cardinal Official, Drake, myself, Colin Monroe, Andrina Mill, like just doing something. But the thing is that we've been doing it for forever. This is not overnight success. This is not somebody just like, oh, I stumbled in Canada and found great talent. We've been grinding at this for years, since we were kids. And you know, it just feels good that after all these years of doing it, you just, you know, you get to a point where you see all your friends and all the people you've been working with meet at the top. And it's a great feeling, and I just feel like, it's happening right now in the masses between the artists I mentioned, because I think it's a good time for people to really take a look at Canada and be like, what else is really in there? What else is there? So I'm really proud to be, you know, an advocate for Toronto, to be an advocate for Canada, and to just show that, like, we have superstars up there. Just come take a look. Yeah.
I definitely think so. I think even country singers, like, I'm sure I'm gonna pronounce it on Feist or
Feist. Oh,
Feist.
gosh.
She's amazing.
Amazing.
She's amazing.
Amazing.
I bought her album. She's amazing.
Amazing, and it's been around for a long time.
Yes.
A long time.
Yeah.
So many of us. Yeah.
Now this album, The Bridge, I think it's hotly anticipated. Very. I remember hearing the EP when I came to New York. I loved it, and I was like, what's this album gonna sound like? But I want to ask you, what's this album gonna bring to the table right now? What's not already out there? Because there's a lot of great singers out there.
Yeah.
But what's this gonna bring to the table?
I think it's gonna bring to the table a movement. To be honest, this is what I'm hoping. I'm really, really hoping that this album will start a movement for not just the fans to expect certain type of quality of music, but for artists to make a certain type of quality of music and to see that it's possible. You know, you have to take your time. You have to. I humbly sat back and said, I'm gonna work with songwriters. I'm gonna have people who are amazing at what they do to make an amazing album, because I want out the gate. I want people to understand this is no joke. Like I'm making something that's gonna be really strong. So if I'm gonna set the bar up here, then let's all get up here. You know what I mean? And I feel like, for example, like just as an artist, period, and as a performer, Beyonce has done that. There's yet to be another, in my eyes, another artist in what she does in pop music that can even talk to her on any sort of level. She's completely dominating. She came over and put a lot of girls out of the business, out of the industry. And it's just a quality of an entertainer, of an overall star that you really have to, this is what you want to do, you got to set a bar for yourself. And so for me, I'm trying to set the bar in the music where people can come to expect quality music from myself and demand it from other artists. And then, you know, that way, the people who are just making music that are for right now, one-hit wonders that don't really care about having a career and making a lasting impression on the world through music, they'll just fall to the sides and music will just become strong. Yeah.
Okay. So when you're in the music process, do you ever, is it ever consciously in your mind that you want to make music that's timeless? Because there's not a lot of timeless music anymore.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I listen to practically no new artists. Like, I don't. Not that I don't want to. It's finding the right ones that make me feel like, yes, this is worth my time. This is worth my passion. This is worth my ears. You know, I always go back to my old albums. I still listen to music from the 60s. I listen to music from the 90s. Like, I have a hard time. And so I definitely wanted my album to be for people the way I feel about, like, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Right.
Classic album you can pick up at any time. It never expires. It never goes bad. It's timeless, and it'll make you feel the same way it does in 10 years that it does today. And definitely that was one of my main aims. Absolutely.
Okay. Now, in a few interviews, I've heard you talk about the album being for everybody, not just under one genre.
Right.
You know, it's for everybody, for all ethnicities.
Yes.
I feel that's commendable because I feel that we progress together.
Absolutely.
I think we do. But as an artist, do you feel that there's not enough risk takers? Because that's a risk, what you're doing right now.
Oh, yeah, it's a risk.
For your first album, you could play it safe.
Yeah.
But you're taking a risk right here.
Yeah.
Do you feel there's not enough risk takers in music?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's too many people who they play it safe, you know? And then you get an influx of artists, the majority of artists, that you like, but you don't love.
Right.
And that has a lot to do with the way the music industry has gone, because people are so focused on the cookie cutter, the music for today and not for tomorrow and not for 10 years from now, that people are not loyal to those types of events. Just like, oh, okay, you did that, you know what I mean? But I feel like the artists who really took risks are the ones who last. Alicia Keys is a perfect example. She comes out playing the piano, singing soul music with a ballad as her first single. And now Alicia Keys can afford to take 3 years off and come back whenever she wants, put out an album, and people will support her, you know? You develop real fans that way. I wish there would be more risk takers, absolutely. And it can be scary, absolutely, but I would rather have a small group of loyal fans than a bunch of fans who really don't appreciate what the music actually is, absolutely.
I never thought of the Alicia Keys thing like that. That's a great way to put it, because I'm a big fan of Alicia
Oh,
Keys.
yeah.
But I didn't think she did really put
She
a
came
ballad
out with a ballad.
Yeah. And
that's apparently like suicide in this industry. Anybody who knows is just like, ballad first single? What? You can't do that. Why? Why can't you do it? If it's a great song, why can't you do it? Right. So, you know, yeah, Alicia Keys, she's such an inspiration. She's phenomenal.
He's got my number and you can't want me, baby, here I am. Either you make the time or just